So here I go again. This one is a special shirt, and I'm going to do another tutorial because you guys just keep saying, please show me how. Well, I'm still figuring out how myself, youngins. Well, anyway, so this is what I finally figured out was the best. Undo a couple of the threads, and then just rip that collar out. Now here what I did was I cut the bottom off, but I forgot to film it. And I'm just measuring it about the size of the collar, and I flipped it over, and this is what I'm doing right here. I'm sewing it down. So that way I don't have to sew it down again, but I'm sewing it down right here. And then I messed up, and I sewed it all the way to the end. I shouldn't have, and then you can see here I'm just floundering. I'm like, what am I doing? So I had to undo a little bit of it so that I can put that other collar back in there. I'm telling you what, I'm trying to figure out how I'm doing this every single day. So I open it up, stick that collar in there like so, like here, like that. Then I messed it up, and then I tried again, and then finally sewing. Here's what I did then. Then, this is important, y'all. Cut off the excess. Here's the important part. Go to one side of the collar, pin it in with a pin, and go the other side. A wasp almost got me, y'all. Oh, it's just right here on me. Anyway, I'm doing this while I'm outside. Anyway, doesn't matter. Go to the middle, and then stuff it in just however you want. Make those wrinkles however you like them, and crinkles and ruffles. It just will turn out perfect. You just stick it in there and then pin it in. Okay, then you sew it. Now I got me a heavy-duty Singer sewing machine, and I didn't really know what I was doing when I got it. But I'm telling you what, this right here is real hard on my sewing machine. It makes a lot of noise, unpleasant noise actually. But anyway, I get it done, and right here what I'm doing is I'm doing that hem work. Now I have learned how to fold it over a couple of times and then sew. It looks better than my original ones, but still terrible. Okay, now here I'm doing some math, and then I measured it 5 inches, and then I was like, you know what, I'm not good at this. And so what I ended up doing was just cutting off that sleeve, and I was like, I'll measure it, and then I was like, oh, you know what, no, I'll just use the other side, and then I'll cut it. And that right there, youngins, is how you do it. You need to use that as your pattern. Okay, so I'm laying it out, trying to figure out how am I going to make this more dainty, how am I going to make these sleeves fit since I've cut them off now. And I'm just worried. I'm just like, am I going to get this right? And then I start putting the sleeves on. I get to going. I do another measuring situation. And basically what I'm doing here is just going to try to mark it off in inches, and now I'm going to sew it. And I'm going to go from one point to the other. So I went from the armpit to the bottom, or on this side I went from the bottom to the armpit, and I just tried to go from mark to mark, and I tried to do the same on the other side. And then I used those fancy crinkle scissors, which people say is supposed to help it not rattle, but let me just tell you, everything rattles and ravels and ricochets and whatever else you want to start with an R. But anyway, doesn't matter. I get this together, I put this little sleeve on, and you know, side note, somebody said, you're sewing, how old are you? You know what? I'm young. I'm a young sewer. I'm a very youthful sewer. And right here, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to figure out how I'm going to get these darn sleeves on this really special shirt. Now, this is a special shirt that I made this time. This actually was my father-in-law's shirt, and he had it custom tailored. And now I'm custom tailoring it for his daughter, which is my sister-in-law. And it's just a special surprise for her. And then I want you to look how good this turned out. Look at that. I mean, you can't get much better than that right there. Yes, ma'am.